Hey y'all, welcome to my world. So, my name is Tara, and this is my first time ever doing something like this, so I'm really nervous. I'm not sure quite how everything works. So sorry about the movement. I don't know how to do this other than with my phone, so until I learn different, it'll be basically me and my phone with no kind of editing or anything like that until I figure that kind of thing out. So I'm here to start sharing my journey with you guys. I'm going to be having open heart surgery in the morning. Well, in a few hours, I have to be at the hospital at 5 a.m. and I am not able to sleep. So we're going to go ahead and start this vlog journey of mine. So I'm having an open heart surgery tomorrow for something called a cardiac myxoma. It's a rare disease, and it's basically a tumor in my heart that has to be removed. It's in the left atrium, and they're going to be taking it out in the morning. So, why I'm here and what my whole journey is about is to raise awareness for rare diseases and how they come to be in people that have suffered from severe childhood trauma and adult trauma over long courses of their lifetime. Basically, being in flight or fight or flight for a very long time can cause different kind of diseases to occur, and there seems to be a very big connection. So I want to try to see what we can figure out based upon different people's responses and other people's experiences to see what we all might have in common and how we can build upon that and raise more awareness for these different illnesses that, from support groups that I'm in, seem to um, coexist in many of us. They're often referred to as comorbidities. And please excuse me, I have to pause a lot here and there because I lose my train of thought. That's part of my side effects of one of the rare diseases that I have. That is another disease that I'll be talking about during this journey, which is Chiari malformation, and I have type 1. So I just celebrated my 5th year anniversary in June of brain surgery. Oh, I had a posterior fossa decompression with a laminectomy, craniectomy. They removed some cerebellar tonsils, which was C1 and part of C2. I have a duroplasty with a dura mater placed, titanium grade hardware inside of my brain, and that surgery was able to fix a few of my symptoms, which usually does occur with most Chiari malformation patients to undergo surgery. So what usually happens is, out of the many symptoms that we have, they're only able to fix some of them. So that surgery was able to fix things like I'm able to swallow a little bit better now, so I don't choke as much on my food and my drinks. I'm no longer as hoarse as I used to be. I used to talk like a frog, like very, very badly, but it's gotten a whole lot better now. Um, the main thing that it helped with was the insane forehead pressure headaches. So they were like migraines on steroids with this intense super pressure to where if I would cough, I would like end up with my head on the table, steering wheel, wherever I would happen to be where it occurred, my head would just drop. So it became very dangerous for me. Going to the bathroom to take number two was horrible. I fell off the toilet before from the pressure and almost passing out. So again, it was very dangerous. But after those symptoms occurred very wildly during an MRI, which I'd had a whole bunch in the past, it just suddenly appeared. So there was like a very quick progress at that point. Surgery happened very fast. It was during COVID in 2020, so it was really crazy because I couldn't have anyone with me. So I had to be dropped off at the door of Johns Hopkins. I was left there, had my brain surgery, and then my husband and my children picked me up. So that was a wild experience, and I know that a lot of people like me, like with Chiari malformation, have also undergone a lot of wild experiences because it's a very different recovery. You have to learn to do things all over again. Some things you don't get back. My memory is gone. I lose my train of thought mid-thought in the middle of a sentence, and it's not just like, oh yeah, you're getting old. No, it's like intense brain fog, and it doesn't go away. That's one of the symptoms that have stayed, and one of the worst symptoms that I have. Um, I sometimes say that I used to be intelligent, smart, witty, all those things. I used to be very quick. Um, Unfortunately, I am no longer able to be that anymore. So I'm learning new ways of doing things to make recall easier. I keep notes everywhere, especially in my phone. So back to heart surgery, which will be in the morning. Um, we will just be going in, they'll be removing the tumor, and we will see how it goes. They say that with a surgery like this, I could come out a lot better than I'm going in, because we didn't even know that there was a heart issue. That's another thing that I'll be talking about, and I'm talking about raising awareness for patient advocacy, because we really need to advocate for ourselves. If I would not have advocated for myself, we never would have found this tumor until it was too late. This type of tumor breaks off with movement, and I could have had a stroke, heart attack, anytime, just from the slightest movement of jumping up and down. So, I perform in an activity. It's a performing art activity called color guard. We're a winter guard, so we only perform indoors during the winter months. So I would not have found out that I had this tumor. Very likely during practice or something of that nature, it would have broke off, and who knows what would have happened. Unfortunately, I don't want to say the big D word, but that's a big possibility. So I went through a year of GI issues. Um, Things like, I lost 40 pounds. I'm extremely tired. I'm anemic. Could not hold down any food. Um, Extreme severe diarrhea for 6 months or more, to where I was in the bathroom while my color guard team was going on the floor, and I just made it in time several times. I had accidents. It was so embarrassing. I still keep a emergency bag with me at all times, just in case, because the fear is always there. During the course of all my testing, after a colonoscopy, my diarrhea changed into constipation, which is where I'm at now. Sorry, this is all very personal, but again, this is going to be a page about medical awareness, so I'm going to be very open, very honest. So I'm going to give you all the nitty-gritty details, no matter how personal that they are. So, I guess be prepared. During bad things, I will give trigger warnings before I talk, but right now we're only into the medical aspects of things, so we're pretty good right now. So now I try to think back to where I was. So the GI journey. So what happened was, in the beginning, I went to the doctor. Just a backstory, if I could, I would be smoking weed right now, because I do smoke quite a bit. My anxiety being extremely high at the moment, because surgery is just a few hours away. I definitely want to be. So, when I first went into the GI doctor, he knows that I smoke and that I use cannabis, on a regular basis. I have complex PTSD, Decurium malformation, severe anxiety, and a whole bunch of other disorders that I treat with the cannabis. It helps for a lot of different things, specifically the nausea, the anxiety that goes with the complex PTSD, pain, inflammation. There are so many things that medical cannabis can help with, but we'll talk about that another time. So back to the GI journey. So he assumed right away that I had that, it's that new weed disorder that people are like going to the ER for, that they're vomiting and all that stuff. So he assumed at first that that's what I had, because he didn't want to think anything else. But Okay, sorry, that was my cats. So the final realization from that is I didn't have any vomiting, and vomiting is a big part of that. My nausea was very severe, but I hold back on vomiting because of the cure I found formation, so I'll do anything in my power not to vomit so that I don't get that intense head pressure and pain. So he started running test after test after test, colonoscopy, endoscopies. I had lactulose breath tests for methane gas, all kind of things. So it turned out I have gastroparesis, gastritis, IBS, GERD, and SIBO, IMO, all kind of like weird things. So I had to be treated with some really strong corticosteroids, antibiotics, different things, and now we're on a journey to see where we're at. At the end of that journey, he decided to do a CT scan because he said that things like fatigue, weight loss, and some other symptoms are also heart condition symptoms. So he wanted to just do a double check. Lo and behold, the cardiac myxoma was there. So never ignore your GI symptoms and always get a CT scan just to be safe if you're having extreme heartburn, pain in your chest that you think is heartburn, combined with fatigue, weight loss that is unintentional. It's all connected. So, luckily, thankfully, this doctor took me very seriously finally. He did not stop testing, he didn't give up, and he found it. That's Dr. Huskeri at GBMC in Towson. He is amazing, and I can't thank him enough for being diligent and coming up with not only results from all the testing to find out what was going on with my GI system, but also finding this cardiac myxoma. So I'm grateful for that, and I'm nervous as hell for tomorrow morning. I have a lot to tell you guys. I have so many different things to go over that I want to discuss about raising awareness, creating advocacy for patients so that we do not feel intimidated by our doctors. We stand up for ourselves, that we ask questions. You can never ask too many questions. I know it sounds crazy, and people say all the time, well, I'm paying you. Well, in truth, we are. We pay for insurance, so therefore we're paying them for their time, and we deserve to have their full attention during that time. So do not be afraid to ask all your questions. It is super important. Luckily, I've got a great team going into heart surgery. I have Dr. Salinger at the University of Maryland at St. Joe's. His team is utterly amazing. I've met everyone. I've done pre-ops. I have all kind of stuff that I've had to do in the past couple weeks. It's moved very fast. We found out at the very end of October, and here we are with surgery tomorrow. If it wouldn't have been for needing so many tests up to this point, it would have been sooner, but they've just had me taking it easy and being careful in the meantime to make sure no accidents occurred. So, on the journey tomorrow, I am hopeful, excited, and I'm thinking, like, good things are going to happen. So, like, as nervous and scared as I am, I'm also excited about the possibility of having more energy, of feeling better, of knowing that all the work I'm going to have to do for rehab over the next 3 months is going to all be worth it in the end. That I'm going to come back stronger than I am now, and that I'll be able to do more in my life because I'm currently disabled, which totally freaking sucks. I have never been unemployed. Like, I worked 29 years straight with no interruptions, so, like, that's another story, but after curing malformation, like, my world entirely changed, and nothing's ever been the same. But I've learned that I'm accepting a whole new world, a whole new life, and that's why I'm calling my journey inside Tara's world. If you ever want to catch up on my background or want to learn more about me before you learn the things here on my channel, I have a blog where I've shared like my my childhood story, my past, a lot of the trauma, some of my Kiari journey. I'm still working on it. I haven't updated it in a little while, but there's a whole lot of good stuff on there. Stuff that would help you to understand where I am and how I came to be where I am today. I'm a true survivor. I don't play around. I went through a really, really dark depression, but I've always worked like really hard for like my family to take care of others, and now I'm going to start focusing on myself to make sure I'm taking care of me this time. So that's what a lot of this is going to be. It's going to be a lot of self-care and a lot of hoping I can help others do the same thing that I'm doing as well. So I'm nervous. Like, I'll probably be more excited and animated as things go forward. I'm also going to address my elephant in the room. So you'll notice that I do not have my dentures in. That's a huge part of my complex PTSD. I have a very big issue keeping them in, but I'm practicing and learning. So we'll see how that goes. So I know people talk shit. It is what it is. The bottom has to come out eventually, but I know they're going to be extremely hard to wear. There's no chance with all the surgeries and all that kind of stuff that I can afford implants. So dentures are going to be very, very difficult for me. So a lot of factors went into like the whole process of going through. Like, you'll learn about my childhood trauma, you'll learn about my adult life and my domestic violence situation, and how a whole bunch of things factored in to my tooth loss and how things went about. And it sucks because it's like one of the things in the world like I wish could be different. Like that there was another way, that I could have learned about things earlier in life to where maybe I could have avoided some of the things. But unfortunately, it is what it is, and I have no choice but to deal with it now. So you'll see me with them sometimes, but a lot of times I'll be at home, so you'll probably see me without them. If you don't like it, don't fucking watch. It is that simple. I am who I am. I've learned to accept it. I know it's not the most attractive thing in the world, but when I have them in, there ain't no complaints. So we'll see how it goes. If y'all do have something to say. Comment, comment, comment. It is what it is, like I said. But I'm here to stay. I'm here to tell you my story. I'm going to lead you on a huge freaking journey with all kinds of twists and turns, all kind of wild shit. You're going to meet my family, my other family, my extended family, my friends. I don't have a huge, like, friend line, so that's going to be small and simple. I have, like, a handful of really close, very new friends that are, like, amazing and the best things that have ever come into my life. Naomi. That's what I can say about Naomi. She is just wonderful and has become such a huge part of my life. We don't get to see each other as often as we would like because things are so busy right now. But her support and her being there is just utterly amazing. And then we have Sarah. She's going through so many health problems herself that we don't get to talk as much as we want or see each other, just like Naomi and I, but we know we're there for each other all the time. And I'm wishing out for her, and she's wishing out for me today. She's got her voodoo witchy stuff all set up and ready to go for my surgery, so I'm grateful and blessed and excited. And Naomi and Morgan, thank you so much for everything you have done for me. And then you have my awesome family. You'll meet them tomorrow when I come out of surgery. I'll make sure to introduce you to my husband and my sons. My husband is my honey. Then I have my Jose Jr. And then I have my Bunky. So we have a 33-year-old and we have a 16-year-old. So you'll meet those wild boys who are like way up here compared to me. Even though one of them's only 16, he towers above my head. But they're amazing, and they are an awesome support system. So I'm going to go relax for a couple of hours. I have to take a second shower for the night with my soap for the morning, and then I'll be all set and ready to go. I don't think I'm going to sleep. I only have a little bit of time left, so I'm just going to watch some TV and probably drive myself crazy for a little bit. But I'll update everyone tomorrow. I hope that I can build a following of people that want to share their experiences as well and want to come on a journey with me to my recovery from this open heart surgery that I'm about to have and support me along the way. And I am hoping that I can share my experience and help other people go through theirs as well. Please reach out with any questions that you have about any of the medical conditions I've talked about tonight. Again, my condition for the open heart surgery is called a cardiac myxoma. It's just basically a heart tumor in the left atrium of my heart. They're going to remove it as easily as they can, and we'll see how that goes. There's a couple options that can take place, but he won't know for sure how until he goes in. So there's a couple of options, so I'm hoping for the easiest one. We shall see. And then we talked about the Chiari malformation, and I have type 1, so you'll learn more about that along the way. There's more info on my blog. You can go there. It's called InsideTarasWorld.wordpress.com, and it's inside TARAS world.wordpress.com. No apostrophe. Check me out there. Check out some of my story. See if you like it. See if you don't. I hope to see some people come join me on my journey. That's about it for tonight. So remember, I know that this is crazy, unedited, probably shaky, and not that great for a first time, but I promise it'll get better with time. My sons are going to help me do better. They will help me with any kind of editing that needs to happen. I don't know if it does or not, but we'll see. They're good at all that stuff, and I'm not, but I am learning. So, thank y'all for watching if you have watched. I will see you soon. Blessed be. Good night.